So, the real force behind this college, this cohort, Professor Marissa Harris asked me to make some remarks about the case that you have been working on so hard as newly minted forensic gang experts. So I'm talking about Ryan C.'s case. Graduates are laughing at me. The juvenile justice system labeled Brian as a gangbanger, gang entrenched, a bad kid. But Brian was actually a beautiful young person whose desire to reunite with his family and succeed in life was palpable. Even though he was so young, Brian had gone through so many hard things in his life that it felt humbling to stand next to him and represent him in court. Brian would sometimes tell me that all the people in court, the judge, the lawyers, the probation officer, that none of those people could understand that he had to go back to Langdon Street because they were the only family he had ever known. I mean, think about that. We didn't win Brian's case, but we didn't lose it either. In the real case, the district attorney dismissed the gang allegations halfway through the trial. Never told me why. It was right after the police gang expert had testified, and they were not willing to provide an explanation to him or to me. The judge acquitted Brian of attempted murder, but convicted him of assault with a deadly weapon. And the judge refused the district attorney's vigorous request to send Brian to juvenile prison, and instead placed him in the Dorothy Kirby Center. After a good stretch of attending school and receiving a ton of therapy, Brian began doing pretty well at Kirby, and the judge really noticed, and it was clear that she was starting to root for him. But as we all know, progress is not a straight line. And sometimes Brian would fall back into old patterns when he was doing he would fall back into old patterns right when he was doing the best at Kirby and in school and was being considered for early release. And a teacher in the system who really cared about Brian spoke up at his IEP once where I was there, and the teacher told us all, he said, you have to understand that that success is scary for Brian, because for him, chaos feels like love. Brian later told me that teacher really understood how things were for him. I'm sorry to tell you that Brian didn't make it. He left the unlocked suitable placement as soon as he got there. And Professor Brooke Harris, who is here today, thank you, Brooke, was the first to learn that Brian had died in a gang-related shooting near Langdon Street. And when Brooke told us, we were all so sad. Brian inspired us to start this independent forensic gang expert college, and your graduation today from the college, it gives all of us hope. We believe if we had forensic gang experts like you helping us and helping him at the time, maybe Brian's story would have ended differently. So remember, graduates. You are here to tell all of us in the juvenile justice system the real story about why kids like Ryan become gang involved and how we can actually help them become the people they were meant to be. The system can't do that. The lawyers can't do that. The judges can't do that. Only you can do that. So I want you to remember that. And I also want to thank you for doing this important work, because this is the thing that is going to change the needle about youth gang involvement in our community. And so I am just humbled to be here with you in your presence today, with your family who have supported you and your friends. And I want to congratulate you on your graduation today. We know you are going to do great things out there in the legal world. So it's time to do